Jess the coach here with the Plumbing Gurus today. You can check me out on social media if you're looking for health information, but...
That's right, we're going to put those links in the description below so you can check her out. And in today's video, we're going to be showing Jessica how to solder copper pipe. So Jessica's never soldered or done any kind of plumbing before.
No.
She's going to learn like the pros so anybody can do it.
Heck yeah!
Alright, so we're going to show Jessica and you the tools. This is the first thing we're going to show you, the tools that we're going to need to complete the job. So this is called flux. This is the flux brush to put the flux on the pipe and fittings. This here is a pipe cutter. This is also a pipe cutter. This is a pipe cutter, the smaller pipe cutter. This is just a bigger one. Like, this is really good for especially a scenario like this where say your pipe cutter is too big and you can't turn it. It's good for that. Those are pipe cutters. You have a fitting brush. This is to clean the actual fittings. So this is a fitting here. This will go inside there to clean that. I'll show you that once we go through the steps of how to do it. These are just a pair of channel locks. Sometimes channel locks are really good to have if the piece of pipe's not staying straight or level. You just pinch I'll show you that too, but these are good to have for soldering. This is sand cloth. This is clean the outside of the pipe. So this cleans the inside of the fitting. This cleans the pipe. Pipe goes inside the fitting.
Okay.
We've got some solder, 95.5 lead-free solder. Don't want to be putting lead into people's water. And a torch. This is what's going to heat up the pipe and fittings.
We're good.
Probably going to want to have a fire extinguisher with you while you're burning things. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to show Jessica how to clean the fittings, flux them, prep it, get it ready for solder, and then I'm going to get her to do it on her own. So the first thing we're going to want to do, Jessica, is clean the inside of the fitting and turn it clockwise.
He told me some things.
So we're going to want to turn that clockwise just like that and make sure that it's super clean on the inside of the pipe there. The cleaner the better. You can never have the pipe or fittings too clean. So what happens is when you clean the fittings and keep them and blow out any kind of excess debris, so you're taking away that coating of copper that's on there and just kind of like grinding it up, cleaning it so that the flux can, when you heat it up, it can actually do the proper oxidization, the capillary action happens and sucks in the solder. So if you don't have a super clean fitting, then more than likely you will get a leak. Same thing with the pipe. We'll slide this guy out of here. You want to take your piece of pipe and your sand cloth. And what I usually do if I'm just holding like this, sometimes if it's in there you can slide it and do it like that, but you're going to want to kind of grab it and just twist. You're pinching pretty hard here to make sure that it's clean. So you see how it's not like super clean there?
And that just got all of it?
And that's not even quite clean enough. You see how there's like some spots there that are kind of
rigid?
Just still scratchy and not great. Like that would probably be fine, but you're better off just like getting it super clean, making sure that it's really clean.
So shiny.
Shiny clean, yes. So we can slide that back through and we'll flux it after because you don't want to get the flux off. And a lot of times, another thing you want to make sure you're not doing is after you've cleaned it, you're not supposed to touch it. So So you don't want to get any oils on it. Like, you're cleaning all debris and anything off of there so that you can do the proper.
Even if you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, like there's all kinds of shit on your gloves, right? So you're gonna clean it. You don't want to. You try not to touch it. Sometimes it happens, but you try your best not to touch it. Blow it off, and then we're gonna
Flux it.
flux the pipe. So you're gonna. What I do is I just kind of paint it on there. You don't want to have too much. Like a thin layer is better than too much flux.
Why?
Because you would pull too much. It just makes it better for the solder. The solder just kind of runs all over the place. The solder follows the flux. So if you're like upside down, say this was upside down, and you're soldering like this, and there's way too much flux on here, flux is going to run down here, and then when you hit the solder, it's just going to want to, it'll still go up, but it's also going to, it just follows the flux. The flux essentially pulls the solder into the fitting to make the seal. Yeah.
Cool.
So we're going to put that through there. So we have our clean fitting. We're going to flux the inside of the fitting. So this same thing, you don't need a ton of it, but you want to make sure you have it evenly spread throughout the entire fitting inside. So you're spreading all the flux inside. And what you can do sometimes after, if you do see excess flux, you can just wipe it off after. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll just clean this one. Sometimes it's just easier to rotate the pipe and kind of just make sure you have a good even amount and it's everywhere. This is absolutely the most important part of soldering, is having clean fittings, clean pipe, and the proper amount of flux on there. And once it's in there, the heat in the solder, it just does it itself.
Perfect.
We'll slide that on there.
What do you do about that?
So you have that excess flux. We're going to wipe that off. Just give me a second.
Ta-da!
Okay. So then you're gonna. So you see how there's some excess flux there.
Yep.
You're just gonna wipe it off. You don't like. It's not like it has. It's not. It doesn't really matter. This is just gonna make it look better, more professional. If you're trying to make your work look nice. If you're just trying to fix a leak and you're in a service call and you just gotta get it done, it's not a huge deal, but it's really nice to have that off there. So then when you do hit it, it just sucks in there. It looks nice and clean. You can clean it up after. But you're gonna be doing soldering, so I'll show you after.
Where do I start?
Where do you think? What would you do first?
Clean the fitter.
The fitting.
Fitting.
Yes. So what would you use to clean the fitting?
I don't remember what this is called.
It's just a fitting brush.
Fitting brush.
Fitting brush.
Counterclockwise.
Clockwise.
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 So
Okay.
then when you are doing it, you just want to make sure that the fitting brush itself this is 1/2 inch pipe. So it's a 1/2 inch fitting allowance essentially. Just make sure that that is all the way inside there so that you're cleaning the entire inside of the pipe.
Okay. Clockwise.
Yeah, clockwise.
Let's get it. Is that good?
Yeah, don't push too far. Once it's in there at that 1/2 inch, you're good. So then usually what we'll do is kind of use both hands, it just makes it easier rather than rather than pumping just one hand. You're kind of using both to help.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
That's all right. You're killing it. Look inside. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
We'll do the
Now
other side. Yep.
Twist and turn. Ooh, look good. Okay.
Okay. How's it look? Does it
Shiny.
look clean? Looks clean.
Shiny.
So what would you do next? So we're soldering. What we're doing is we're cleaning this to put a 90 on here and cap it. So
The sander.
sandcloth.
Sandcloth.
Yes. So sandcloth.
Can you tell I have no idea what I'm doing?
That's okay. So you're gonna put the 90 there,
Okay.
and then
Now I'm sanding.
so this pipe, you're gonna clean that pipe.
And you said to go.
Yep. I'll hold this just to make it easier for you. Straight down. You want to put a little bit of pressure on it. Nothing
And then
crazy,
the bottom?
but those pieces. So you keep doing it.
Okay.
So when you are doing it, you want to go a little more vertical, as vertical as you can. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So the more vertical you are while you're cleaning it, whether it's down or up, the better it's going to get all the way around the whole thing.
Okay.
So you're going to clean the whole thing. So you want to kind of inspect that. That looks absolutely perfect. So then we're going to clean this with also the center. Both ends, because we're going to put a cap on it too.
What's that?
That's just so that when if if you were doing this in a real situation, you want to pressure up the house, you're going to rough in, and say this is a toilet here and this is your water line coming out, you don't want water spraying everywhere, so you cap it.
Smart.
Do it a little bit more, just when you're doing this, wrap it all the way around.
It sticks.
It does, it is sticky, yeah. So grab it from above. So it's like that. Grab it kind of like with just one finger and pinch and kind of grip as good as you can. Yep, and then just twist. There you go. That should be good.
Better?
Perfecto.
Perfecto.
Do the
Other side.
Yeah. Just killing it.
Never done this before in my life. Is it okay that it's like not straight?
Oh, that down here doesn't matter. As long as that.
Like this, how it's
Yeah, no, that's fine. As long as this first half, like where the actual pipe goes into, as long as that is clean, all the way around.
so the straight.
Oh, the scrapes, that's just, yeah, that won't matter. So it's clean, then we forgot to do the cap, so we're going to clean the cap with the fitting brush. So this is going to be a bit weird because this has this tip,
Yeah.
but the cap isn't permanent, so it's not as important, but like sometimes if you can't really get your fingers in there, if you have bigger caps, like 1 inch or 1.25 inches, you can physically, if the caps aren't being cleaned, you can sometimes put the sandcloth in there like this to clean it, but we can't do that with 1/2 inch. Looks good.
Okay.
So what would you do next?
That.
What is that?
Flux.
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 A flux capacitor.
I love that.
Okay, so the flux, like we said, we're gonna paint it on all the fittings, all the pipe that you're gonna be putting together and soldering, and that's gonna allow when you heat up and touch the solder to the pipe, and the pipe gets hot, it's gonna suck the solder into the fittings. So then that's gonna make the capillary action. So it's
Does it
flux.
matter which one I flux first?
Doesn't matter as long as you flux them all. Ooh, nice muscles.
Coach Jess.
Coach Jess, get your Coach Jess on. Have our
Okay.
fire extinguisher in case she burns my garage down.
So many things. I'm glad I won't. What happens if I get it on the outside?
It doesn't matter. Remember, we can just wipe it off. That's okay. Just get the flux in there. Make sure it's evenly all the way around on the inside and on the outside. You did a good job there.
Should I put this on here now?
Yep. Put that on there. I'll hold this in case.
Or am I
Just
going
twist
this way?
and push. Twist. Yep. Perfect. So you just want to make sure that it's all the way in by just kind of like once you feel that pressure against it. That's good. Like that.
Okay.
So then we're gonna want to flux that and just try not to touch the ends with your fingers. Easy.
I love it. So easy.
Anybody can solder.
Even a girl that's never done it before.
You might even take her on as a apprentice.
Good.
Perfect. Slide. Yeah, try not to touch it. Slide it in. Clean or flux up. That's okay. So we can go back to the. I'll show you how to fix that.
Okay.
Add some more on there. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Perfect.
Don't touch nothing.
And just twist. Try to. You can just twist and push. Yeah, perfect. So you see how it's not staying,
Yeah.
but it's in all the way. So grab these.
Done
You
with the flux?
open them up so that they're wide enough so that you can pinch. And put it around the hub of the pipe. Yep. And then right around it, and then squeeze.
Not too hard though.
Squeeze it good enough. Like it depends on your.
Do you know
grip.
my muscles?
Yeah, you're super muscular. So then, well, you can test it. So then, put it up. Is it falling? Not really. So that's a great way to stop things from moving and falling. So usually what we'll do is we'll kind of put it down there
At an angle?
at an angle, then squeeze it. So squeeze it one more time while it's on an angle. Squeeze it nice and hard. If you feel that you're crushing it, then stop. No, that's okay. It's okay to pinch it a little bit. You don't want to like completely crush the pipe, but you pinch it so that when you do move it up, it no longer falls. And then you could physically put a level on there and make sure that it's perfect. So then what's coming to the wall, you're gonna wanna like, when you are doing this in a real situation, we would personally look on the top, make sure it's coming out square, make sure this is nice and level this way, make sure it looks all pretty and good, and then you would solder it.
All right.
You ready to solder?
Hell yeah!
So now we're gonna solder the pipe. I'll do this one, and then I'm gonna let you do your own. So the first thing you wanna do when you get into getting ready for soldering is pull out about, let's just say 4 to 6 inches of actual solder. And for 1/2 inch pipe, you just wanna pinch it about anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And when I turn my torch on, I'm gonna turn it on. You'd be surprised how close you can actually get to stuff. But anyways,
okay.
So you're gonna wanna just kind of start the torch at the bottom. For 1/2 inch copper, you can get away with just kind of heating one area and kind of just like moving it around, getting a kind of even heat there. And then once you just kind of touch like that, just touch it until this solder starts melting. And once it starts melting and you see it suck down there, you kind of slowly pull the torch away and then just kind of keep finishing the solder. And then a lot of times when you're soldering like this, and the solder is going to drip, it's going to drip down, so you kind of want to make sure you don't get it in the torch. You can get it under the torch after, but you want to make sure you don't get it inside the torch. So when it does make that drip, you can kind of just clean it off after like that when it's still wet. So the copper is still, or the solder, sorry, is still kind of wet. You can flick it off, and then we can grab a cloth and clean it and show you how to do that after. So we're going to do this one, and then I'll let you do yours.
Cool. Let's see how easy it is.
So then, if, like I said, we'll grab a little cloth. And sometimes, like I said, you have I flick the drip off, but if there's still some there, you can just kind of, and you don't want to like hold it on there because you'll melt it on, so you just flick it. Flip the bottom off, flip the solder itself. There you go. This while it's still hot, clean it off nice. I'll take the torch.
Okay. Have your.
Perfect.
Ta-da! I did it! I did it!
You did a great job.
Thanks, plumbing guru Carson.
You're welcome.
Check it out, ladies. Never plumbed anything before in my life, and I did it. Don't forget to check the link in the description to find me on Instagram.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have your social media links, and thanks for coming out today and
thanks for
letting
having
us
me.
teach you how to solder. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. Don't forget to hit that like button and smash the subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.